First age commercial, death equals silence. Anarchist, violent, reactionary, violent. Curse music out of a red violin. Only Republicans I fuck with live in Northern Ireland. Warrior chief, liking the beast from the east. Drive by in the drive-thru, we share beef for police. One for the Bronx, for Queens, for the Oakland streets. Fucking empty the clip in them for my peoples in Greece.
What's happening, YouTube? I have just watched a new video, which I'm sure none of you will watch, even though I posted it on my Facebook page in this area here. It's about the Republican National Convention, which occurred in 2008. I know, such a long time ago, right? But and not really necessarily about the Republican National Convention, but more about the protests that occurred outside of the Republican National Convention at the Excel Center in Minnesota, which was the Twin Cities, by the way. And I think that the guys that took the recordings, which be they activists or anarchists or independent media organizations or just people with cameras, you know, whoever, they did a pretty good job of documenting like the outrageous amounts of police brutality that went on there, and it's something that I think you should definitely check out. I'll put a link to it on my little information bar thing that's on the opposite side of the screen that I just pointed to. But yeah, definitely check that out. I thought it was, you know, I've been exposed to that several times, being involved in, or not necessarily, I shouldn't say involved in, but oh hell, involved in the, you know, activist / leftist scene for quite a while now. It doesn't come as a shock to me that something like such a gross overuse of, you know, or overuse if you can actually overuse police brutality, but just so much police brutality going on there, and it's very it's bad, you know. But then again, that's why all those people are there that are fighting, you know, the protesters. I'm not talking about the Republicans, you know. But and actually that goes for the Democrats too. They suck just as much as the Republicans, in case you had any sort of false hopes that they didn't. They do. So, coming up in Canada pretty soon, the Winter Olympics. Something that I normally, I guess, just out of ignorance, wouldn't think about is the politics behind the Olympics, which, of course, will probably utterly bore most of you, but you know what? You're watching the damn video, so turn it off if you don't care anymore. But what I was thinking about is how it has, ever since its reincarnation, been sort of completely adopted as a way to further global capitalism. And you're like, but wait, Getty, that doesn't make any sense. It's just the Olympics. It's about sports. Wrong. Okay, so the Olympics, you know, the Olympics supposed to be promoting, I suppose maybe oneness of the world, which, you know, it's never really been the case necessarily. Think about when the Cold War was occurring, when the communist bloc countries, a lot of them participated in separate large sporting events. But anyway, it was just sort of a place where global politics could play out over a world stage. And, you know, most of the time, of course, excluding Munich, where, you know, they didn't actually become violent at the Olympics, but that's not really the point of what I'm saying here, is that oftentimes the Olympics, not oftentimes, all the time, are sponsored by these very big global corporations, McDonald's, Acer, Samsung, Panasonic, that kind of stuff, and they bring in truckloads of money, and it just fuels the capitalist economies, okay? And by capitalist economies, you might be ready for your, you know, enter rebuttal comment button. but I mean capitalist economies by the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. I don't mean that you're not actually, unless of course maybe you are the CEO of McDonald's, but you're not really benefiting from that. You know, you're benefiting from getting stomped on. That's about it. But anyway, there's a video that was another video released that I'll provide a link for right there. Yeah, check that out. It's a very short video, but it might actually, I don't know, shed some light on the situation for you. A lot of the natives in or the indigenous peoples in Canada are upset about that because the Olympics is being basically forced upon indigenous land, and they're not cool with that. So anyway, check it out. Have a good one, YouTube.
America, like it or not, I represent you. Teach me, sell me the weapons to use against you. My spray hands used to sack cities for New York, bitch. Now I'm Alaric, Gayseric, 476.